Let me start the class. Let others will come and join. Today, what we are going to see is the limitation and uses of demand forecasting. Before that, we will complete one numerical sum in demand forecasting method. How to forecast demand. So this is one question in MBA. They have given a case study. From the following table, the values of sales for last 5 years has been given. 2014, 2015, 16 up to 18. The sales value is in thousands. So 2014 45,000, 2015 52,000, 2016 48,000, and respectively 2017 and 18 55 and 60. The question is construct demand forecasting report using methods of least squares. This is the portion in your syllabus. In the second unit, we have to study about the method of least square. Then one more question is find the projected value of sales in the year 2020. What will be the sales based on this? Using this particular data, one thing we'll do, instead of okay, it may be 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and this is 2020. Now you have to calculate 22 because it's a previous year question. That's why I'm changing the values. Now how to do? Now we should know what is the method of least square. There should be two important equations for the least square. This is based on the simple regression. Method of least square should follow. The first two you have to mark up because no other go. This is the method of least square. The formula is summation of y equal to n into a plus b into summation of x. This is the first equation. Second equation, summation of xy equal to a into summation x plus b into summation x square. These two you have to, because method of least square is this one. Here we have to find 5 important variables. What are they? In the first equation, that is summation of y is there. Similarly, summation of x is there. And the third one in the second equation, summation xy, summation x square. So these are the things that we should calculate. So how to calculate? First, understand one thing. Our sales value is called y. That is a independent value. So now we are having 5 years of value, sales value, 45,000, 52,000, 48,000, 55,000, and 60,000. That is called y value. If you add these, then we can get summation of y. Then what is x? It's nothing but our time period. You take it as a dependent variable. So the first year will be 1, second year will be 2, third year will be 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here also summation is, if you add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, it is 15. This x square should be squared. So 1 square equal to 1, 2 square equal to 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, and 5 square is 25. If you add that particular column, 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus 16 plus 25, which is equal to 55. Now the fifth column is, we have to multiply the x value and the y value. What is x value? Third column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is y value? The sales value, 45, 52, 48, 55, and 60. So if you multiply second column and third column, we can get that particular column. 45 into 1, 45. The second next year, 52 into 2, which is equal to 104. Third year, 48 into 3 will be 144. Similarly, in the fourth year, 55 into 4, which is equal to 220. And finally, 60 into 5, 300. So that last column say x into y. If you add these 5 values, we can get the summation of xy, which is equal to 813. Now we have calculated the value summation y and summation x and summation x square and summation xy. Here n is number of years, so 5. Okay. So substitute these values in the above two equation number 1 and equation number, that is the method of least square equations. Summation y, how much? Yes, it is 260. Then n is 5. Then, so 5 into a plus what is summation x? It is 15. See the third column. So 15b. So this is equation number 3 because we have substituted summation y, summation x square and summation xy in the equation 1. Similarly, same four values should be substituted in equation 2. Then we can get what is summation xy? It is 830. Then what is summation x? It is 15a. Then x square we have to substitute. So 55b. So we have to solve these two equations. What I did is I multiplied the third equation into 3. If you multiply that equation into 3, what will be the value? Shall I type it here? It will be 780 equal to 15a plus 45b. Am I right? This will be because you multiplied with 3. Okay, because of this, the equation 3 becomes like this. Now you use this particular equation with the equation number 4. The difference between these two, 813 minus 780 will be 33. Am I right? 813 minus 780 is 33. Then when we compare with A, here also 15A, there also 15A, so the A becomes 0. Plus, what is that? 45B, 55B, so it is 10B. The difference is 10B. So 10B equal to 33, therefore B equal to 10 divided by, 33 divided by 10. 33 divided by 10 equal to 3.3. I hope now you got it. So solving these two equations, we can get B equal to 3.3. Now we got the value 3.3. Substitute that B value in equation number 1. It's nothing but, equation number 3. 260 equal to 5A plus 15 into 3.3. So 260 equal to 5A plus 49.5 because 15 into 3.3, that value is coming. Then suppose you want to calculate A, transferring that 49.5 to the left hand side and solve it. Finally, we can get the value A equal to 42.1. Now B value is 3.3, A value is 42. So we solve this particular problem. We autonomous consumption also, we have the coefficient also we have calculated. Now based on these two values, A equal to 42.1 and B equal to 3.3, we are substituting now. Y equal to 42.1 plus 3.3x. This is y equal to a plus b. Simple regression equation. Now you substitute x and y value. For 2014, it is 42.1, 3.3 into, here x is the first year, into 1 equal to 45.4. That will be the estimated value. Then coming to the next year, what we have to do? We have to multiply x equal to 2 because second period. So 42.1, 3.3, 48.7. Similarly for other years. Now we have to calculate for the 7th year. It is 2022 we want to calculate. Okay. What will be? We have to make it as a 7 for x. For the year 2022, it will be 42.1 into 3.3 into 7, 65.2. So this is based on the trend projection. That is, using these 5 values, we are extending the line to the 7th year. This will be 65.2 thousands. So this is the way you should solve. For your sake, I will repeat again. There are 5 years they have given from 2014 to 2018. Now I have changed the value. But even year after 2014 is 2016. What is the two equation of method of least square? Summation y equal to n into a plus b into a summation x. This is equation number 1. Then equation number 2, summation xy equal to a into summation x plus b into summation x square. இதை நீங்க மனப்பாடம் பண்ணி தான் ஆகணும், இல்லைன்னா முடியாது. இதை பேஸ் பண்ணி நவ் இயர் தான் 5 இயர் போட்டிருங்க. சேல்ஸ் அதுதான் நம்மளோட y வேல்யூ. எக்ஸ்ன்றது நம்மளோட நம்பர் ஆஃப் இயர்ஸ், ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயர், செகண்ட் இயர், தேர்ட் இயர். இப்போ இதை ரெண்டத்தையும் வச்சிருந்தேன் மற்ற எக்ஸ் ஸ்கொயர் அண்ட் எக்ஸ் ஒய் நீங்க கண்டுபிடிக்கலாம். எக்ஸ் ஸ்கொயர் என்ன, தேர்ட் காலமை ஸ்கொயர் பண்ணணும். ஃபிஃப்த் காலம் என்ன, எக்ஸ் ஒய்ன்றது சேல்ஸ் இன்டூ எக்ஸ், அதாவது ஒய் இன்டூ எக்ஸ் 45. அது டோட்டல்ல நீங்க கூட்டிட்டீங்கன்னா சம்மேஷன் ஒய் கிடைச்சிரும், சம்மேஷன் எக்ஸ் கிடைச்சிரும், சம்மேஷன் எக்ஸ் ஸ்கொயர் கிடைச்சிரும், சம்மேஷன் எக்ஸ் ஒய். n = 5 இயர்ஸ், அதனால n = 5. இதை சப்ஸ்டிட்யூட் பண்ணினீங்கன்னா you can get b value and a value. and அதை சப்ஸ்டிட்யூட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா 5 வருஷத்துக்கு எஸ்டிமேட்டட் வேல்யூ கிடைக்கும். இதையே ட்ரெண்ட் லைனா வச்சு x = 7. இப்போ ஒரு 2023 கண்டுபிடினா x = 8 ன்னு போட்டுட்டு மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணி கண்டுபிடிச்சிடலாம். அவ்வளவுதான். so you can explain with a numerical example னா இதை நீங்க போடலாம். உங்களுக்கு ஷேர் பண்ணுவேன், கவலைப்படாதீங்க. now actual part of the இதுக்கு வரேன். what are the uses and what are the limitation of demand forecasting? யூசர்ஸ் பார்த்தா ஒரு 4 யூசர்ஸ் சொல்றேன். ஏன்னா இது செக்ஷன் பி ல கேட்கணும், ஒரு 7 பாயிண்ட் எழுதணும். யூசர்ஸ் லிமிடேஷன் சேர்ந்து தான் கேட்கறாங்க. முதல்ல it will be very useful for planning. One of the biggest advantage of a forecasting is to enable the manager to plan for the future. For his organization, he can plan what to be the next year. The planning and forecasting actually go hand to hand. Whenever you want to plan something, you should forecast what may happen in the future. Without an idea what the future will be, we cannot plan it. Thus, forecasting plays a very important role in planning. This is the very first advantage of a demand forecasting. The second one is, when we done correctly, the forecast will be able to point out the upcoming changes in the environment. Because once you start thinking about future, what changes may happen, you will definitely analyze, and definitely we can avoid risk. The uncertain situation will become certain. This means that it can allow the company to benefit from such environmental changes. Environmental, business ambience, working conditions, I'm trying to mention. When the changes are favorable to the company, it will expand and grow its business. Suppose it is not favorable, it will keep quiet and it will contract. So demand forecasting will give some idea about what are the changes in the business world. What are the environmental changes it is happening? All these things is possible only with the demand forecasting method. The third advantage is we can understand where we are lagging. What are the weak spots in the corporate world? Another advantage of this particular forecasting is it will help the manager to identify any weak spot or it is an ignored area. Definitely it will throw light on it. Once attention has been given in this area, the manager can take an effective decision and he will have a good control over it, and the planning technique will be properly implemented. The last advantage is it improves the coordination and control. Once you know this is what going to happen, you have some idea about the future, definitely your plan will be very successful. The forecasting requires information and data, and you will analyze the past, what is happened so far. It may not only internally but also external sources you will receive that information collected by various managers and staff members, that makes a teamwork and there will be a higher coordination. So almost all the units and vertical of our horizontal organization involved in the process of the forecasting. This will allow them better communication and coordination within that organization. So these are all some of the advantages for demand forecasting. But while comparing the advantages of demand, there will be some limitation. Along with this benefit, there are also some limitation, shortcomings. We will say one or two. The very first thing is it's a just estimate. The future is always uncertain. We may project something, but it is a guesswork. We are estimating what it will not be true. We have out of our intellectual power, we are saying this may happen or this is the way it is projecting. Even if the use of best forecast are found, definitely it is only a imagination, it is only a estimation. The forecast still not hold good. Why? Because if unforeseen is happened, nothing will be done in the business. One can never predict the future 100% correct. So even a best laid plan amount nothing. This will always remain in mind and biggest limitation of the forecasting. It is only a estimate. It is a guesswork. It is only a projected value, not actual. So 100% free of what to say, perfection is not be there. The second problem of demand forecasting, we are doing with certain assumptions. Definitely, we think there will be a normal condition based on this past data. This would be future. Suppose COVID-19, unforeseen pandemic, which uh, an unforeseen pandemic situation makes the forecasting is not correct. Why? Because when we project something, we have to keep some assumptions. Based on that assumption only, what will be the future sale? We are forecasting that. In that particular criteria, when normal condition is not existing, it is not possible that there will be a normal situation. So based on the certain assumption only, we can forecasting the future sales. So it may be a not reliable, it may not be a feasible. Sometimes it will give a negative result. So the inherent limitation of forecasting, and it will give overestimation or underestimation is quite possible because of certain assumptions only we are projecting the future sales. The third best factor to consider for limitation or a shortcoming is the cost factor as well as the time factor. The data and information required to make a formal forecast are generally a lot. Suppose we want to project the future sales based on the 5 years data. We can take 10 years data or we can take only 2 years data. So it depends upon the individual how much data should be. That data will be correct or not, we don't know. Most of the time, we used to take only the secondary data. We are not collecting the primary data for because statistical method needs the secondary data. Those things, the time factor based on the planner only differs. So one may say this will be one particular value will be future sales. But when you give the same task to another guy, definitely he will not give the same value. You based on his collection of information and data, he will project and he will give some value. But what is actual? After receiving the information of actual data, we should say who is correct. Secondly, it involves some expenses. When you want to forecast something, you should collect the data and you have to interpret and you have to meet the people. Suppose when the demand forecasting with the primary data, definitely it involves some cost factor. You have suppose long-term forecasting means we have to invest in lakhs. So this is a limitation for a demand forecasting. So in this class, we have completed the case study as well as the uses and limitations of the demand forecasting. With this, we are completing the second unit. Now we have in the next class, we will go to the third unit about the cost and production analysis. If you have any doubt, now you can ask. All of you, please type your name in the chat box. I have to give attendance.